Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of ChumChat. It's your boy, Johan Gomez, with my co-hosts, Tanner Tessman and Judson Burns. We're back as a trio, and we're back and ready to rumble. Make sure y'all hit the like button, the subscribe button, get us to 500 subscribers. We're continuing to get consistent and just flow like we used to. So happy to be back. And what's up with the boys? How are y'all?
Doing good. I'd like to apologize for the viewers for the screen, but I'm in the airport right now, traveling to USF, Tampa, Florida. I'm gonna get some minutes this weekend, so
You are?
stay tuned for that. ESPN, yeah. So ESPN Plus, stay tuned.
Damn, I'm actually excited,
Nice.
bro. What time do you play? I'll try to tune in if I can.
7 tomorrow. So I don't know what time that is for y'all.
7 p.m. Oh, it'll be a bit late for me, but they show the replay, right?
You can watch the replay. Yeah, you'll watch it. I'll probably
Okay,
get
perfect.
like 10, 15, mostly. Right back.
Okay.
Or left.
It's conference play? Because they're in the same
Yeah.
conference as y'all, right?
Yeah. We have 4 games left in the season. USF, UCF, Memphis, and Tulsa.
Tulsa's
Nice,
good,
bro.
home. Malik is out there, huh?
Yeah, Malik's having a great season, man.
Y'all lost a
Malik.
heartbreaker to Tulsa, huh?
We did, yeah. There were 7 seconds left on the clock in the second.
My dad was
half
watching that
overtime.
game,
They
actually.
scored.
He told me he was
But yeah,
watching
it
that
was
game.
it was a good game.
It was like a buzzer
It
beater,
was a good
right?
game.
Basically.
Yes, there were 7 seconds left, and then it's sudden death. So, or not sudden death, golden goal, and they scored on us. It was a heartbreaker. But
What's the reaction after something like that, like in the locker room?
Oh, dude, just total defeat. It's like you can't believe what just happened, and then it's like, so immediately following it, you're just crushed. Like the whole team's crushed, and then the next day you just get out and train and work. And we're gonna play them again Wednesday at our place. So
And
have that in our minds. The last 7 seconds in our minds whenever we play them next week.
Yeah, bro.
Love that.
It's about all you can do. You can't get caught up on it, or else you're not going to go forward. You're not going to be able to move from it. So we remember it, but we're moving from it. We're ready to do it.
That's actually something I wanted to talk about because, like, at FC Dallas, we weren't very used to losing. Like, I had to get used to losing last year. Both that we lost a lot. This year, even we lose, not a lot, but obviously I'm still getting used to it, bro. Like, I don't know how it is for you, Tanner, at Venezia, or even with the FC Dallas first team, you would lose more than in the academy, bro. Like, I don't know if I've gotten used to losing often yet. You know, like, I guess we never really had to deal with it. Like, the worst I'd say it got would be like every time we'd lose a final, which we lost like 5 finals, but you know, still, it wasn't like too bad. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
No, I agree because like in the academy, we're just so dominant. And then even with the USL, like we were so dominant with North Texas when we were playing up. And then yeah, it's like you go to the new teams in Europe and it's just a different style. And then your team's like losing and the reaction's different from like how Lucci would have done it as well. Like how FC Dallas reacts to losing. Like it's more of like a problem because, you know, we're meant to win. Like that's why we're FC Dallas is because we never lost. So when you come here and it's like some teams are like losing is like they know they're not going to win every game, especially in Serie A. Like we know we're not going to win every game, or like some games are going to be super tough. Like we think we can beat everybody, obviously, but at some games it's just like that's a good team. You know, like what are we going to do? You know, versus Inter Milan. You know, like what are we going to say?
Right.
I mean,
Right.
so
Judd, I was gonna ask you also, and Tan, you the same. Like, you know how Tan, you probably realize now. I don't know how it is in college, Judd, but like when they say, "Oh, like it's okay if we just draw. If it's away from home, it's like, oh, we'll take the draw." Like we never would have done that at FC Dallas. You know, that was never
Right.
acceptable.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's like it's weird to me. Like the other day, my coach was like, it was halftime. He was like, "It's okay. Let's just play for the point." And I was like, "What the?" You know, like
Yeah.
it's just
No,
weird.
it's
It's
same.
weird to me, but it makes sense. But it's also like super weird because in FC Dallas, we never would have said anything like that. It's crazy.
Yeah. No.
it's just because to me it's literally just relegation and promotion. Like any point you can get can change your season. Like especially if you get momentum and you tie a big game and then you push the next game, it builds your season. Whereas like in America, it's like you just want to win. And then, I mean, 1 point is like the last 10 minutes. If you fight for 1 point, then it's good, you know, but you never think like, yeah, today, if we get a draw, it's going to be a good game. Like,
Right. just kind of, I don't think we ever go into a game saying we're going to try and tie this game and get the point. You always go in with the intent to win. But like at halftime, if things aren't going your way and it's a tough game, then I think that's whenever they start to push for the tie, which I'm not used to, and I don't think I agree with it. I think if you go for a tie, you're going to end up losing just because you change the way you play. Like if you keep on pushing for a goal.
Do you think if you have a haircut like Judd, you're more likely to tie a game?
I'm in a grow out phase. I'm working on it.
You're definitely more likely to lose the game.
Give me a couple more months.
Yeah, it was either loser or tie, but I went.
You know who he looks like? He looks like the blonde version of that one guy. What's that one movie? The Lorax, the guy that like buys all the air. You know what I'm talking about? The short guy with like the
no,
parted
I don't
black
even look
hair.
like that guy. No,
You
I
do
don't
look
look like that guy at all.
You do
no,
look.
I don't
I'm gonna pop up.
That's
I'll pop up a picture of that guy.
That is an absurd accusation. Wild. For the viewers, I'm in the grow out phase. Give me a couple more months, and it's going to be luscious.
As long as your girlfriend still loves you, that's all that matters, really.
Yeah, true.
But nah, bro. What else has been going on? What else has been going on with y'all? Like on the field, off the field, anything really?
Got my grades up. I got my grades up, so that happened.
What's your GPA sitting at right now?
It's sitting okay. Still working on bumping that.
What is it? What's the minimum you can have to be eligible to play?
1.9.
And what do you have right now?
2.5.
It's not horrible. Is that what like?
No, I'm still working on it. Yeah, but I'm thinking of law school, so I need to bring that thing up.
Well, You're thinking of law school? Is that what you said?
You definitely need to bring that up, brother.
Yeah.
What do you need to get into law school?
High, if I want to get into a good one.
Yeah, good law school, yeah.
Mid-tier one probably right now, but who knows? I'm also broke. I have $16 in my bank account. I'll send Johan a screenshot of my bank account that he can pop up. So that's not great. Kind of rubbing pennies together to try and eat. So, it is what it is.
I mean, at least that explains the haircut,
Well, actually, I got this haircut for free. So, story behind the haircut, I got it for free when I went to Memphis. There was a salon place not far from the hotel. I just walked over there, and the guy did it for me for free. It's sick.
So, y'all want to talk about something? So, let's talk about just last night, FC Dallas officially is eliminated from playoffs.
Oh, they're officially eliminated.
Yeah, what are your instant reactions?
Do you like the move?
Fire?
Hold on. Here's. Well, first of all, we have struggled the past couple of years, the first team. But I have another question building off that. What do you think of the Lucci fire? What do you think of the Lucci fire?
We talked about this last time, didn't we?
We talked about this, Judd.
Lucci? Oh.
No, we talked about it with Jogo Tan. We talked about it with Jogo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you didn't talk about it with me. That's why.
Yeah, but the fans already heard it. So let's. What are your first reactions to FC Dallas being eliminated from playoffs?
I think it might be a good wake-up call for the whole organization to kind of.
What do you think Lucci's thinking right now? It's like, I wasn't the problem. What do you think? Do you think he's that?
No.
You think he's thinking that? He definitely is thinking that.
I think it's hard to get in the mind of Lucci right now.
No, I don't think he's like that.
He's not like that. He's not like that, but it's like he definitely.
I think he's a guy that knows that, like he always said in the academy, like at any time somebody else could take my job. So every day I'm going to treat it like I'm trying to fight for a spot. But I think he knows that he could have done better. Like he could have kept the team like believing in him more. But it was a tough season, and at the beginning of the year, we kept saying like we're gonna flip it around, like it's just a couple of games, and then it was just a few games, and then it's a handful of games that we haven't been performing, so it was like I don't know, it was tough, but it's also tough the situation Marco's been put in to jump in at the end of the season with a team that's all over the place, kind of, and also your leading goal scorer isn't playing in the games because he's at qualifiers. He gets hurt. He's out.
He's hurt. So, is that why he didn't play?
Yeah, he got stitches in his foot. He got
what happened? Did he get cleated in practice?
No, he got cleated in the last game with the US, and he's fine. He just the outside of his foot he got stitches on it, so he has to wait until they heal before he can.
It was like play. A puncture wound.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Talk about the
So,
striker in form right now, though. Shout out to Ricardo Pepi. He's doing incredible things.
Yeah.
And
So,
I'm guessing right now, you heard it here first. He will be leaving FC Dallas for a lot of money.
I mean, I
God,
don't think
you
it's.
should-
I don't
you're
think
such
people
a
heard it
genius,
here
Judd.
first.
Wow.
But you heard it here first.
You heard it here 58th time on ChumChat. Ricardo Pepi leaving
you heard
FC
it here.
Dallas.
Maybe the
Requested a
60th
transfer.
time. Maybe the 60th
Requested
time.
a transfer in the
in the-
January window.
So who do you think
For the people who are watching it today, I don't think that's the first time they've heard it today. Honestly.
Yeah, well, first time you heard it from
in
me.
the last hour.
Who do you think is going to be the new head coach?
You think they'll stick
This
with
is something we
Marco
can talk
there?
about. No,
Huh?
no chance. I think see, to me, there's a few options. And hear me out. This is a hot take, by the way. So viewers, don't take me verbatim. I'm not in the FC Dallas loop anymore.
Here.
So I have no idea what's going on. This is just what I think would be possible. FC Dallas is a team.
Victor's going to be it.
No chance.
Chewie would be good, actually. I would say Chewie.
So yeah, Chewie is one coach that I think has potential, but the problem is he's not speaking good English. Obviously, it's not a problem in FC Dallas if you're speaking Spanish. Yeah. So I think Chewie, he wouldn't be my number one. I think Chewie's a great coach. I'm not saying he's not my number one. I'm just saying what FC Dallas would go with. I think number one, FC Dallas is an internal club, so they always hire the next guy, right?
No way you're going to say
So,
Chris Hayden.
Right.
No, it's Chris Hayden. Obviously, is like an obvious answer, but he hasn't been coaching. I'd say Eric Quill would get the jump up from North Texas. He's done well with North Texas. Develop players. It's a development club. How are you not going to give your second team coach who does a great job to get a chance to coach the first team? I'm surprised they didn't let him coach the end of the year.
Do you think Eric Quill? Do you think Eric Quill wants to make that jump himself? Or do you
He does.
think
He definitely does.
Where he is at the USL.
He definitely does. But Tanner, I'm going to tell you this though. I don't know if the Huns are going to take that risk because a lot of people are starting to get angry that they're not actually winning games and that they're not like making playoffs and stuff. So I don't know if they'd really take that risk on someone who's never coached at that level before. Again, because this would be Lucci 2.0 maybe.
So my second hot take, Judd, bro, you just need to mute, bro, for real. My second hot take, which is a kind of a stretched out one, is Jason Kreis, former FC Dallas player, has a bunch of great.
I don't even know who
seasons.
that is, so that's a
is.
no from me.
Judd,
is he an Inter Miami coach
bro, for real.
or Fort Lauderdale or something like that?
Jason Kreis coached Colorado, and then he is the U23 head coach for the national team.
Okay,
but I don't know what the situation is, but he's a former FC Dallas coach. The 23s haven't made a cycle in 4 cycles, so maybe he stays with the 23s. Maybe he doesn't stay with the 23s and gets a different job. But I say it has potential because he's a former FC Dallas player, and they do the same thing. Peter was a former FC Dallas player. Lucci was a former FC Dallas player. So there's a connection in the family still there. It's not like he's just a random guy or a random coach that they're bringing in. He has a connection to the club, which FC Dallas loves. That's who FC Dallas is. And so I think it's potential. If it's somebody not in the club already, I think Jason Kreis he's got to be close to being up there because
So you're
a good shout.
Yeah, I like where you're going with this internal, like keep FC Dallas type thing. But what are the odds they go totally external, try and shake things up and go for something
They could. I feel like they might make some changes because people are calling for changes.
Yes, I feel like the supporters and the minimal supporters, they're tired of it. They're tired of.
All right, let me do what I would do. This is what I would do if I was the Hunts. Or this is someone I would think about. I don't know if you agree with this. He's actually in another club right now. In Texas.
Hold up.
Mikey Vadas.
No, bro.
Mikey Vadas.
He left with Lucci, bro.
Mikey Vadas is coming back. That was just a political stunt.
Take me back on what I said with Jason Kreis. Jason Kreis coached Real Salt Lake, New York City, Orlando City, the 23s, and then like you said, John, he's at Fort Lauderdale, and he's the Inter Miami assistant coach now. So I think he has potential. Played at FC Dallas for 8 years. Scored 91 goals. So I think he has potential. I'm just saying.
He's got a good rap sheet.
This is what I would
He's
do.
got a good rap sheet.
I wouldn't do this, but I'd consider him. Considering his success with the U20s and considering that Dallas is literally just a bunch of homegrowns, I would consider bringing in Tab Ramos. I really would. I consider him to develop
Would
the
Tab be
players.
willing to?
I don't know. It's a good question.
I don't think he would.
I don't know what you think
Tab
about
would
that.
associate him.
I like Tab. I think he's a good coach. I just don't see him leaving after 1 year in Houston.
2 years. He's been there 2
Or
years.
2 years. Yeah, 2 years in Houston. And especially,
How's Houston doing?
They're
yeah,
not doing great.
they're below. Yeah, they're the same as
Exactly.
FC Dallas. So I don't. Maybe if
The
Houston
three
sacked him, but
Texas
I don't
teams
think
are
he would
bottom of the
leave.
table.
That
How is it
a
that Texas
true
is
fact.
this hotbed for soccer and the three Texas clubs are at the very bottom of the table?
Austin is crazy. The other fans. That's actually another thing that I want to think.
Austin's such a sick
about,
atmosphere.
Bro. Tan, what do you think about now that you're outside of FC Dallas? I mean, you're still connected to it, but like not part of the club. What do you genuinely think that FC Dallas could do better to get fans into the stadium? Because bro, fans change games. There's no question about it, bro.
The obvious answer to me would just be move closer to Dallas. Like if they played in a different stadium near Dallas, I think loads of fans would go. Because you look at the games that when America comes and they play in the Cotton Bowl for Dallas Cup with the 19s, and the whole Cotton Bowl is filled with 80,000 people. They're all from Dallas, and they're all a different ethnicity. And I think if we can draw closer to that, I mean, that's like a hard move. You know, you got to move your everything to Dallas, which is not easy. But I mean, obviously you could buy a big name player that Americans would know and try to get in the stadium, but we're not that club. So I don't know. I think we're also like a South America influenced team. So we buy these players like Franco Jara, who has a huge name in Mexico, but no Americans know who he is. So he has the name to him, but none of the Americans know. But a lot of Hispanics, South Americans, they know the name Franco Jara like it's a household name. So it's just different. But I mean, I think we try to market well to the Americans that aren't interested in soccer. Like they kind of,
right.
You know, Pepe, get on the Pepe train, Big Bad Brian, Tanner the Tank. We kind of, I don't know, the media tries to find like a fine line of joking around a little bit and being funny, and then like trying to stay serious at the same time, when I'm not so sure if they need to joke around as much if they want to be taken seriously as a club, you know? So
yeah,
I don't know, maybe the marketing location, I don't know.
Well, I think Frisco right now, like the people moving in, Frisco's like huge, right? It's growing big time, but I don't think there's soccer people moving in. I think it's just a bunch of suburban families that don't really care. The marketing needs to change. Also, I did unfollow FC Dallas on everything because they just got so annoying. So yeah, maybe that's part of it.
I wouldn't say they're that annoying. I think some of the stuff they do post is quite funny.
It's good.
And
like,
it's
it gets
amusing.
interactions.
I unfollowed.
Yeah.
My reaction and my interaction was to click the unfollow button because I was annoyed.
I mean,
it's kind of what Tanner's saying though. They need to maybe do a better mixture of joking around and being serious.
Because even for example, you can post like a more personal post about a person, like about a player. But if you're doing like a starting 11 and you say like America's striker as your number 9 instead of saying Pepe, like that's kind of too far. And then it would be like when they said like homegrown, they would be like I don't know, they say stuff. I don't know. I love the marketing team, so I'm not trying to take a hit on the marketing team because I love what they're trying to do, and they're trying to engage with the audience as much as possible with the players.
That is something that's underrated.
It's just hard to find a line when maybe a lot of these posts that are quite funny get a lot of interaction, and maybe they could post more of the jokey stuff on Twitter and more serious stuff on Instagram, or you know, maybe mix it up on different platforms. But
at the end of the day, unfortunately for FC Dallas, follows on Instagram, Twitter aren't really transitioning into seats in the stadium.
Well,
yeah,
and that's really what matters.
I also think if we won more people would go.
I don't know.
That's
2016 they won. Remember,
relation.
we were all there. 2016. They won 2 trophies. They were a good team. And most games
that
were
was
still
when we had the
empty.
least fans. Yeah. I'll be honest. Being back this year, the start of COVID opening up, there was a ton of people at the games. But the difference is there's people at the games, but it's not a loud game. Like, John, playing in Europe, if there's 10,000 people,
bro.
it's going to be
They're
so loud.
I know, it's crazy.
Yeah. So we need to build like, that's one thing about Austin is they have fans that are just loud. Like they're chanting a bunch. And you have the wall, and LAFC has the whole wall. We have one corner section that chants.
Yeah.
Like that has drums. Like we need, I don't know. We need, I don't know. We need, next year is going to be huge for the fans to jump in with FC Dallas and try to start the season off strong. There's going to be a lot of change, I think, with the players, the coaching staff, the academy staff as well. I think there's going to be a lot of changes. So,
bro, this is a perfect question for all three of us, actually, because even Judd was also. I mean, I wasn't playing for FC Dallas first team. Neither was Judd. We were all heavily involved in the academy. So I saw a tweet that said, I wonder if FC Dallas Academy players actually feel passion for the club, feel passion for FC Dallas, or if they just see FC Dallas as a stepping stone to move on to other things. Because his point was like, oh, the only person I've seen that actually feels the club is Pex, and everyone else just wants to move on. So I don't know what you guys think. I never played for the first team, but I know like my love for FC Dallas is huge, and I appreciate what they've done for me, and I love the club. I don't know what you guys think. But I never saw it as something that was just like something extra just to move on to bigger things. You know what I mean?
No, it's a stepping stone for me. I didn't care. I mean, I'm grateful for everything they've done and the places and the exposure they got me. And I love the boys and all that. But that's kind of like, I didn't have a love for the whole club. It was just our team that I really felt.
That's a good point. At the same time, maybe some people
that's who I was.
Love the environment created by the team rather than the actual people in the club. That's a good point, Judd.
Right. No, I loved our team and all that, but I think that just comes with like playing with y'all every day and training with y'all every day and all that. But I never had like this huge FC Dallas pride,
I think I'm actually on board with that.
Say that.
I wouldn't say I was a huge FC Dallas fan while I was playing there, but I would do anything for the players I was playing with.
Right.
Yeah. So that's
like if anyone from our old team, if anyone from our old team calls me up and like needs something or like whatever, like I'll be there in a heartbeat. That's like just the kind of relationship that FC Dallas brought to us. And I think I'm going to be forever grateful for that. So that's what I'm thankful for FC Dallas for, but I'm not going to go out and support the first team. Like it's like I live, breathe, and die FC Dallas. I live, breathe, and die the team that we have there.
That's fair. That's a good answer.
Yeah. I think for me, I definitely have pride in FC Dallas, and I'm a huge fan. Regardless if I played with the first team, but I mean, to your point on being a stepping stone, FC Dallas has always been a stepping stone, I think, for everyone that grew up in the academy, because the goal is to make it to the first team and play with the first team. But the goal is also to go to Europe. Like pretty much everybody I know in the academy on the first team that signed homegrown, like their goal was to try to go to Europe. And obviously things happen where, you get an injury like Paxton and maybe your best option is to stay at your home team where all your family is and you make good money and you're playing good minutes. Like, why would you leave? Like your career will be a great career. There's nothing wrong with staying in the MLS, staying with FC Dallas.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with that. But I think for me, it was tough to try to, I don't know, say that I wasn't prideful, and like I have a lot of love support for everybody in the whole facility, from staff to upstairs to the office. Everybody that I met, I'm a huge supporter of, and I love the team. My favorite MLS team for sure. I support those guys. In 20 years, I'll be supporting FC Dallas. I think they've done so much for me. I mean, I came from Alabama.
Yeah,
everybody.
I think you have a bit different experience.
Yeah, for sure. But
nobody treated me wrong.
Yeah, I never experienced that. So.
Yeah, I don't think neither did I. Also, like, I don't want to lie and say, because I don't want to lie and say I was a huge FC Dallas fan. I played there for 7 years. I can probably count the amount of FC Dallas games I actually went to on both my hands. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So I wasn't like living, breathing that. Honestly, the best experience I had at FC Dallas games. Remember when they would make the whole academy go?
Yeah, that was
fun,
sick.
Bro.
Yeah.
We would sit there.
Those
those were fun. But you weren't doing that for the team. You were doing that with the boys.
But also, like, it's a question of. Also, some of my favorite moments is when I look back and remember when we would like go support the younger teams, or the older teams would support us and they would chant and we'd go celebrate with them. Like that was like, I don't know if that was me feeling the club or me feeling the boys, you know what I mean? But in that moment, I swear, it's hard to love the team. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Same.
It's weird. It's a weird question, but I mean,
you support FC Dallas because if FC Dallas is going to play against Nashville, I mean, you're going to want FC Dallas to win.
Oh, of course.
For sure.
But also going back to like,
Oh,
going
shit.
back to like
Hey,
the
boys,
things of the
we're about to
fans.
board.
Okay, me and Tanner, you want to keep
But can y'all
Yeah,
can finish it
I'm
up?
down to keep going.
yeah.
I'll do a little
All right.
outro for myself. All right. Signing off. Good to be back on. Tune in tomorrow night, Friday night. Or I guess you won't this by the time this airs, but Friday night, 7 p.m. versus USF.
I'll
Thanks, boys.
I'll
Good to
announce
be
it on
back.
Instagram tomorrow. Just remind me.
All right, praise. Yeah, I'll
All right.
send you a text.
See you,
All
bro.
right,
See you,
boys.
G.
Appreciate it.
Bro, honestly, what I was gonna say is going back to the thought of the fans and like the marketing. I would say, they have what three screens at the stadium or four, 3 or 4 screens at Toyota Stadium, right?
3.
Bro,
They have
what
2
is
for sure at the corners, and then they have 1 on the other side, I think.
okay? Yeah. So my thing is like, what is such a big deal that they can't put like chants, the lyrics of chants on the screen and
Yeah.
and like make the people chant together? Because in England and all these other places, you don't see like obviously the wall chants the whole game, right? But
Yeah.
we're not even asking them to do that. But in some chants, the whole stadium chants. You know what I mean? Even the people who are just sitting there casually. And so
Yeah.
I don't understand why they can't like. I think that's what makes the game more fun when the fans feel like they're a part of the experience. Because if they're just sitting there eating their hot dog, eating their nachos, watching the game, people who aren't fans of football are going to say, "Oh, this is boring. I'm not coming back." But feel like if they're singing and chanting and the team scores and they go crazy, it's a different experience. You know what I mean? That's what I think.
Yeah. I think it's tough though when you have like American sports. There's just like the point of where there's like sparks of action, right? So you have basketball, 3-pointer, you stand up. You have football, long pass or touchdown or turnover, you stand up. Baseball, big hit or crazy play, you stand up. And the rest of those times you're just sitting. Halftime you're sitting. During a you're just sitting watching baseball. You're sitting in certain games of a football game. NBA you sit when it's this first and second quarter you sit. But soccer is it's the only sport that's continuous, and Americans don't appreciate like the spikes, like a good action, like in Europe, you make a good action, even if you're in the back and you play out of pressure, you get claps.
Clapped, yeah.
You get claps. Or when the
Make
other
a
team
solid
possesses the
tackle or
ball too
something.
long. Yeah, when the other team possesses the ball too long at your home, they whistle, like they get mad. The fans are just in it so much more. And in the US, it's the chants as well are very poor chants, like here they sing, like it's a song and it's about something. And it's like that year they have a player that they're chanting about. And in the US it's, defense. Like it's not, it's a good chant obviously, but it's like, I don't know. And then also it's like, even in the MLS, like for Dallas, like I remember games where I would go to or games I was playing in and we'd score a goal and the only the wall is like up and cheering. Everybody else is just like sitting clapping, which like playing in Europe now is like wild to me. Like if you score a goal in Europe, everybody stands up and is going crazy. Like it's just so different. But it's the same thing too. Like if we win a game, I guarantee 50% of the fans are just as happy if we would have lost the game. Like they don't really care. They leave the stadium thinking,
Or
that
like
was a
happy,
fun
it was a good family experience. Yeah.
It's not like, dang, they're not really, fans. They're just going to an event because they want to go to a game,
So that's what I was gonna ask. You played in MLS. You've gotten to live a lot of these. Well, unfortunately, you had COVID, but I don't know how many experience you got to actually see. But did you see any like actual good places that had like decent chance, or would you say we're not even talking about Dallas anymore? Just in general, everyone in the MLS is kind of like basic chance stuff like that.
No. I think for sure I'm just talking about FC Dallas and just a little bit about FC Dallas. I think FC Dallas's atmosphere is nice. It's also very hard to play in Dallas in the summer.
Bro,
how many fans are going to ask to come at 3 on a Sunday in the summer? It's tough in general for fans to come out in the summer, especially in Dallas when it's so hot. But I'd say LAFC, unreal atmosphere, amazing atmosphere, tons of fans. They're chanting. They have a lot of cool things that they do with the eagle in the beginning of the game and the different kind of chants they have for the team. That was one of the best places I went. I think, let me think. Austin had good fans, even though I played them at home. They had fans that came, obviously not that far, but that was the most away fans I ever had at FC Dallas. there's a few good teams. Houston obviously can get away at Houston can get it's a rivalry. So some games it can get a little loud, but Minnesota as well. Obviously Kansas City's
Minnesota's looks clean, bro. I like their
Minnesota
stadium.
Stadium's unreal. Yeah. Kansas City when it's we had a couple good games there where we won at the end, and it was an intense game and the fans got involved, but it wasn't like from the beginning, But I mean, Portland, if we would have played there with fans, it would have been unreal. Seattle, if we would have played there with fans, it would have been unreal. There's a lot of places that have good fans. Yeah.
That's another thing that you say that you bring up. Dallas needs. So when you think about Portland, they chop the log when they score, right? Or something like that.
Exactly.
Atlanta has the hammer. LAFC has the eagle, or whatever they do. Like, everyone has their thing. And I think that Dallas does a really poor job in marketing and stuff like that to people. Like, think about it, bro. Literally the biggest team in the NFL in the whole world, biggest NFL team in the whole world trains in the same city as you do. They have some of the biggest players in the world, and you can't do like a collab with them or something like that to get more fans. You know what I mean? You have Luka Doncic, one of like the best players in the NBA, who plays in that city, who loves soccer, loves football.
Yeah.
And you can't get him to say something about FC Dallas. I mean, obviously he holds up a shirt, right? When it's playoff time or something like that.
Yeah, I saw that. They posted a picture today, actually, of Luka holding up a FC Dallas shirt.
But it's like,
I mean, come on, they could do so much more. I mean,
bro,
they could.
Know.
Yeah.
Imagine Luka.
And it sucks for the players too, because like.
Imagine Luka leading a chant at Toyota Stadium, because they get Patrick Mahomes to go to an SKC game and lead chants and stuff like that. And what does he know about football, bro? Honestly, Luka speaks Spanish. Luka actually speaks Spanish.
The only person that comes is Dirk. That's the only person that's come. But even like, I don't know. We need what's hot now. Luka's drawing so much attention in the league. I mean, imagine if he just came to a game and, I mean, did a halftime,
bro. Just imagine
or something.
Just imagine the PR you'd get if Dak and Zeke come to a game, sit in the suite, they're chilling there, right? And then like BR posts it, like, oh, Dak and Zeke chilling taking in the FC Dallas game. Boom, you get so many fans. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I know you're talking about like in a summer game, but that's amazing. Like, the teams are gonna suffer coming to play, and the fans is gonna be tough too. Honestly, for me, the Hunts make a lot of money, bro. It's a small investment. Either give a deal on water or something like that, or like give those little like spray mist things to every fan that comes in, or just build a freaking roof, bro. Just build a roof that like covers the shade for the people, I just think that there's a lack of effort in a lot of different places, and FC Dallas could definitely be a powerhouse for fans, just because Dallas is growing so much as a city also, that like they can get all these fans to commit to this team. But I don't know, man. It's
funny we talk about this though, because I think that's why LA has such a good fan base, because they have, celebs that come to the game or whatever and are involved. But it's also like kind of what we're trying to grow here in Venezia. Like, we have so many famous people come here. Like, Kanye flew in the other day. Beyonce was here a couple of days ago. I mean, a bunch of famous people come to Venice. So we're trying to, I know our media team's trying to grow that, where like we could get a big famous names to come to the game and just help. I mean, we're already a big team, like kind of known in the world now that we're in Serie A. Like, people buy jerseys from everywhere. It's crazy.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. That's the thing about you guys. Your jerseys is like the style. Like, it looks like you're in a magazine. You know what I mean? And that's what makes people love your club. That's what makes me want to follow your club. Like, it's just boom, you stick to that and you know it. I don't think FC Dallas has anything like that, or most clubs in MLS.
Yeah, I feel you.
But hey,
I think it's been a banger of an episode though.
Honestly, bro, I think people will
some hot takes on FC Dallas.
It's just,
hey, look, it's all love for me from FC Dallas. At the end of
the day, yeah, for both of us. I mean, we both grew up there, bro. Like, I just want to see them win. Honestly, I really do. Like, win not on the field, but win in different ways. Like, I want to. Hopefully, maybe both of us can come back and play, and I want to play in front of a full stadium. The people who are really fighting for us, rooting. I don't want to come back in 10 years and see no changes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, for sure. I mean, FC Dallas has a spot in my heart and my family's heart as well. So, I mean, I'd love to put roots there. We'll see what happens in the future.
Hey, but shout out FC Dallas. If y'all are watching this, hey, me and Sam, careers may be up 15 years from now. Get at us, man. Get at us for some marketing and stuff, marketing strategies, because, hey, we got y'all. Because we really know.
It's a shame we're not coaching right now. Let's just say that. It's a shame we're not coaches right now.
It's a shame. Hey, but it's been a banger of episode. Thank you guys for tuning in so much. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Go follow Tan on Instagram. Go follow me on Instagram. Our socials are in the link in the description. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. And as we always say, Go find your own success.